Global markets are roiled as the thought of what transpired in Europe is being absorbed right now as we speak, focusing in on what the UK vote to leave the European Union will have on the tech industry. We have with us today Kevin Nabapur. He's the Senior Vice President over at Allison & Partners. And I guess, Kevin, the big issue here for all us viewers here, we have a lot of mega cap technology companies, the ones we are all aware of, the Microsofts, the Alphabets, the Facebooks, all of these guys, et cetera, have big operations in Europe. Are they going to be impacted by what happens when the UK, if the UK actually follows through on leaving the European Union?
Yes, it's very well documented that most of those companies were in support of staying within the bloc, and they had a lot of reasons to do that. First off, access to talent. I mean, right now, the benefit of the EU is that people can travel and work freely across the entire...
The idea of passporting.
Yeah. So now you're going to have companies working on work permits, visas. It's a lot of regulations, a lot of nuances that they don't want to do. It also stifles a lot of expansion. Startups especially have that kind of issue as well. But the big tech companies have major offices in London. So they're watching this issue closely. They're disappointed, and I think their access to talent is going to be considerably dealt with in a negative sense. I mean, you're going to look at, when it comes to British tech resources, they mainly come from countries like Estonia, Spain, Poland. That access is going to be adversely affected, and you're going to see those companies dealing with a lot of issues.
The human resources side is a big deal here. Google and Facebook both use London as a hub for many of their activities across Europe. Do you see that changing at all? Do you see them perhaps repositioning their corporate HQs? Jamie Dimon is a big bank executive, not exactly technology, but he made reference to the legal implications. You know, what the regulations were going to be like with regard to how they could operate as legal entities. All of that stuff. A little bit too nuanced, but you get the point, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're in speculation land right now because it's so early, but I think the word on the street is that you could see these companies relocate. You might actually see a boon in smaller, raw markets like Berlin or Stockholm or even Poland. So moving their core offices from London to these other markets is considerable as far as the likelihood. And I think there's tax issues, there's regulation issues, there's privacy issues. So you're going to see a lot of issues that tech companies deal with on a considerable scale being more complicated now because of this event.
Now, Microsoft CEO, founder, co-founder, at least right now, no longer CEO, obviously, wrote an open letter speaking in favor of the UK staying. He and a lot of other tech executives have done this. He didn't get his way, obviously, and neither have a lot of these other tech companies. So what do they do differently? What's the tangible rubber meets the road? I mean, we know this is not binding. It's not effectively overnight. They just don't become part of the EU. But what can we expect to see out of these technology companies as the next action steps, if you will, over the course of the next few months or a couple of years?
Yeah, as you said, like David Cameron is still going to stay on for the next couple of months. So even that transition is going to happen relatively slowly. People don't even think the main impact of this is going to happen until 2018. So there will be a little bit of time to see where this shakes out. But yeah, Bill Gates' open letter was focused on access to talent and his own idea around investments in the country itself. So I think you're going to see issues from both Wall Street and tech companies and the places where those overlap have issues with putting so much more investment into that market, knowing these complications are happening as a result of this referendum.
So let's put a point on this for all of our viewers out there. If you had to put it in maybe one or two key points, what's the takeaway from Brexit and technology, especially for the large cap techs out there?
I just think that London right now as a hub for the tech environment in Europe is going to change. We don't know exactly how much and at what point and when, but I think relying on London, right now London is the financial capital of Europe, but I think you're going to start seeing the economy obviously is taking a big reaction to this moment. But as far as a tech hub, it's all about talent. And if you constrain the access to talent, I think you can pretty much relinquish the idea that London can hold on to exclusive rights to that centrality when it comes to being a hub for technology.
But like you said, it's all speculation at this point right now. We're watching history unfold, in essence. So we'll have to see what happens. But again, a very interesting take on what could happen given what's happened with the Brexit vote. Thank you very much to Kevin Nabapur over at Allison & Partners. And thanks for watching The Tech Bet. I'm Dominic Chu. Have a great day.
Hey CNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Here you're going to find videos packed with all of the information that you need to be smarter about your finances. You can subscribe by clicking right here and click on all the videos around me or the eye right here to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.